All right, another guy does it all and juggling a lot of responsibilities, a lot of committees. The Oklahoma Republican Senator James Lankford sits on Homeland Security, Government Affairs Committee, Senate Finance. Senator, maybe fortunately, given the dynamics on Capitol Hill in the late hours these next few nights, not on the Judiciary Committee. It does look, and it's still early, sir, that unless something stunning comes up, Judge Jackson's going to make it to the Supreme Court. Do you feel that will be the case?
It's always been likely from the very beginning. Clearly, they have the votes to be able to do it if all Democrats hold together to be able to confirm her. I'm still withholding judgment at this point. Obviously, I voted in opposition to her when she was in the circuit court because I couldn't get the most basic question that Shannon Bream was just talking about, and that is judicial philosophy. She's starting to give a little more of that at this point. That's helpful. I'm actually going to sit down with Judge Jackson next week in my office and have time to be able to talk through my questions that I have for her in that setting. So there's still a ways to be able to go and a lot of information to be able to come out.
And you're quite right, Senator. You were among the few to say the Federal Appeals Court, for which she was up at the time, you didn't think she should be there. Is it a given that unless she explains her positions in more detail, explains some of the decisions she's had in that court, in less than a year, actually, that you could change your mind?
It's doubtful I'll change my mind on this, but I'm always open to people coming in and giving all the facts on it. The challenge that we have on this is what's judicial philosophy? We start talking through where's the foundation of the law come from. President Biden is talking about the unenumerated rights, that it's important that anyone he nominates also honors the unenumerated rights. Well, that's nonsensical in the sense of honor the Constitution and things that are not in the Constitution itself. And so we've got a lot of clarification here. If President Biden's actually putting someone forward and he said he's looking for someone with a concept of the living Constitution and unenumerated rights, I have to make the assumption that that's who he's actually put forward now. And it would be very, very difficult for me to be able to believe that she's going to make some statement when I know in private that's what President Biden was really looking for.
You know, Senator, if I could switch gears on Ukraine, your colleague Lindsey Graham had said if the Russians, as he fears, use chemical weapons, all bets are off. This war is wider. We would have to take to the air, and then all bets are off, as I said. Do you agree with that the use of chemical weapons is a game changer for potential NATO involvement directly in Ukraine, ourselves included?
I don't know what that would be. Obviously, there's a lot of questions on that. Even not every chemical weapon is actually the same as we've seen before and what was used in Syria. But that was our trigger to be able to get involved in Syria, as you know, in a very different way than once Bashar Assad is actually laying down chemical weapons on his own people. We got involved in a very different level at that point than what we had done in the past. So that has been a major issue for weapons of mass destruction and their open use. Obviously, President Putin continues to be able to say the Ukrainians are going to do this, the Ukrainians are going to do this. He's laying the predicate for him to be able to use it. It's very, very clear for that. We should lay down the marker to say all bets are off, and we'll be very, very clear that there will be an additional level of American engagement. What that level of engagement is, I think we shouldn't talk about publicly, but we should let people know that we have engaged at that point in the past, and we would need to be able to do what we can to be able to protect the world and the Ukrainian people.
All right, Senator, thank you very, very much.